Alright, so now we're going to go into animal rescue. You know, success stories. Something a little bit more cheery.
Abu Hashim lost his farm in Israel's war on Gaza last year. It was destroyed. During the fighting, he moved his 23 horses away from the northern border for safety. And when the war was over, he decided to leave them near Gaza City and establish a horse riding school.
I turned this anger in action to prove to the world that I am the civilized, not the one which destroyed my farms and the houses of the people surrounded my farm.
This is the culmination of his hard work, the first horse jumping competition in the territory. There are 5 full-time horse trainers in the club, sharing their skills with 83 students.
I never, imagined that I will, try to ride a horse because, it's just, I was scared of horses.
It's not only about riding. The students are also taught how to care for the horses, and that involves a trip to the beach. This beach is only a 5-minute ride from the club. The trainers and the students bring the horses down here around once a week, not only to wash them, but also by the looks of it to have quite a bit of fun as well. Abu Hashim's dream for his horse riding school extends far beyond Gaza's besieged borders.
We need to build a team of war, a team of riders, a team of real knights, which one day we can offer them to the world.
Nicole Johnston, Al Jazeera, Gaza.
Welcome back to the cleaning games.
Mr. Clean Magic Eraser
Oh,
Extra
well,
Power was
we
3
got
times faster on permanent marker.
It looks like
an ad. Another one there. See, YouTube likes my page because I dress it up, and I noticed that they color code it, depending on my videos that I have for feature videos and whatnot. They'll color code their ads to make it sexy. It looks sexy, right? But, like I say, you gotta give a little, get a little. So right now I'm currently leaving them up, but I think these new pages, I think a lot of the ads are all wiped out. I don't know where they're gonna make their money. But anyway, this is a playlist with animal rescue success stories. So I think this little calf, or no, this is the elephant lady. This is a lady that rescues a lot of animals, elephants. She's dedicated her life to this. So, it would be nice to help her out if we could. Or people like her anyway. Elephants are deserving of protection too.
Hello, baby.
Let me see if I can just get this kind of... I see, I have to prop it up and kind of hold it.
This is Siam. She is the one elephant walking in Bangkok. She have feet cracked now. This is her injury. Is under the feet.
This is why it's important not to broad sweep people from,
Come on, baby.
Asia, because not everybody eats bear bile or mutilate turtles. Some people are very caring, and these are the ones that we need to find and partner up with, and help them to gain the resources that they need to carry on with the missions that they do in their own countries.
Australia can't dedicate his life for Max, and when he first get back, he's so tiny and he's very sick. And Max is the one of the elephant get the car accident. The 18-wheel truck hit him in the motorway and pulled him on the street about 10 meters, and he unconscious. And the owner thought he died already. So it take Max is a couple of weeks for him to stand up, and then he turned to be lame. He not walk properly. He walk very slow. Lucky he want to live. He's eat a lot, and now he getting much better. They use elephant for trekking, for elephant riding. They use elephant for performing show, and now it's even more variety, like for painting, play music, dancing, and do many tricks. That is the tourists really then they can pull to a group from another country. But very little of the group of people know that is behind of the show. Is many crew behind of that. Is the training class called Pajan. That is the training the baby elephant for start from 2 years and to make them performing. That is the worst part I see. They put elephant in the small case, pull the baby out from the mother, separate from the mother, and then when they take away the mother, sometimes the baby elephant can admit suicide because they don't want to live, and many times they get beat and stabbed into the cage. There are a lot of hurt and injury to make them fear and submit and obey, to listen for people. Even dancing, performing, the elephant doesn't want to do by themselves, but everything they have to go to training months and months.
Working elephants generally have about 20 or 30 years less than the average, just through strenuous hard work, lack of proper diet, various, abuse, whatever. So, Max is about 40 when he had his accident. Obviously, he'd been working up until then. So whether he's already had a lot.
And elephants live up to over 100 years old.
If he didn't come here, he probably wouldn't be here today. He was literally on death's door.
And look how gentle he is.
A skeleton.
And he knows he's a thinker.
This is like a race car compared to when he first came. It would take him half an hour to get 10 meters. He just didn't walk at all. He was just skin and bone. So he's come along in leaps and bounds in the couple of years he's been here. I think he'll only get stronger and better. And I think the ideal thing one day is to see him in the back of a female. Maybe reproduce another Max, bring out another giant into the world.
How friendly they are. So gentle. Gentle giants. So I'd like to see my nonprofit help organizations like this. It doesn't all have to be, in Canada and the United States. I love children and I love animals. And I love wildlife. I love Hank.
You can see we'd much rather look at that every day and then someone behind the counter.
It's got to start somewhere. Why YouTube would want to take this way, the inspiration, what this channel is supposed to represent and stand for, make it hard for people to see it.
The beautiful thing about elephants in general actually is that if they're left to be and not abused by human contact, during human contact, they actually can resume to being themselves very quickly. Some elephants, depending on what the situation was, it do take a long time to start interacting with people in a safe way, if you like. There's one elephant that had been quite badly abused, and she basically doesn't like people coming up to her or stroking her whatsoever. There was another elephant that they could rescue that had been on amphetamines for quite a long time. So for her, not only did it take a long time to actually get off the drugs, but it took her a while.
So as I upload these videos, I can't hold a camera, adjust the mouse, adjust the volume, talk, think. My back is killing me here because I'm actually having to strain with this camera. And then, jot down each section so that as I'm uploading them, I can tag them appropriately. So as they upload, it's going to take me a few days to backtrack and view the video and add in the links and adjust the tags so that, if somebody wants to say, see, this could be video number, we'll say 16, right? I would have to, put down elephant rescue so that when the viewer came to this video after they delete my page, to see what it was on prior to what it's going to be on, if you can ever find it again, you know. This is nice, this one here. We're at 10:23.
How do you get your bounce?
Oh,
Black is the most
I don't like the advertisement,
I can never
but
wear it. But
what can you do?
Tigers, lions,
You just
leopards,
move on
exotic
for now.
cats, they get fleas just like your domestic cat at home. As the volunteer vet here at Big Cat Rescue, it's my
And
job to make sure all the 100+ residents
tigers
receive flea prevention
are
each month. First, we get
a
all
very
three
big
prevent
problem in the
fleas
United
regular
States
advantage and have a production
in
line.
terms of,
For
you
the
know,
larger cats, we
breeding
actually use
and
the liquid advantage.
interbreeding,
They
but
still
they've
allow
done
me to spray
tests,
them. The smaller cats, though, they've gotten smart.
and
for them,
they've
we
discovered
have
that
we
the
put
gene
liquid
pool of
in
tigers in the
syringes
United
so we
States
support the cats
is
from
not
a
as
distance.
watered down as
Then I
they
use
thought
meat
they
as the
they were.
to get their attention and get them to
But
stand
a
still.
lot of
While
animals
they're
are being
eating
abandoned
meat, I
because
squirt
once
them
they
with
get
the
big,
advantage.
you know, they
I used to
become
be able to spray all the cats on the
expensive to
property,
feed
but
and care
unfortunately,
for
the
and
smaller
house,
cats
and
have all gotten very
so
smart, and they don't let me
unfortunately
spray them anymore.
a lot
So
of
for them, we use
a
pill.
lot of
The pill we
tigers
put
are
into
being
a
put to
chick,
sleep.
and then I just throw them a treat.
Texas had a tiger
Since they're used to getting chicks, it's easy
refuge
for us to put the medicine in
that
the
was
chick,
shut
and then all
down
we have to do is watch them
because
eat
they
it.
didn't have
They
the
think they're
funding.
getting a treat,
So
we know they're
again, you
getting their
know,
medicine.
I'd like to see the
It costs
nonprofit
approximately
help in these
$2,000
areas
to treat
when
all
we
of the
get
cats
it up
every single month.
and going in the right direction.
Some cats don't notice. Other cats can be a real challenge. As you can see, cougars are easy. They're bribable. They love red meat. Leopards, on the other hand, too smart for that. Once I've sprayed them once, they know the story. They run, they spit, they hiss. It'll be interesting. So here we go. Reno wasn't too bad. Usually, he's worse. Not the same cat that you normally see.
And with more cutbacks on a federal level, these animals are, you know, at more risk to not get the things that they need. And unfortunately, we just put them to
Scary.
sleep,
Very scary.
which isn't fair. You know, we're supposed to be the caretakers of the planet, not the death hand. That's a beautiful one. It's a white tiger. Look at that. That's gorgeous.